Good morning. Happy Tarot Tuesday. Welcome back to Hearts Glow Tarot. I've got a weekly read this morning for the week of March 23rd, 2026. Back to basics with the 3-card read and consulting the bottom of the deck. I've got the Dreamy Moons Tarot deck. All that being said, let's go. So we've got the Emperor, 7 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, and the Hanged Man. So this week has a lot of passionate, fiery, maybe a little standoffish energy, perhaps. But let's unpack. Let's get to it. So the Emperor, he kicks off the astrological year. This card represents Aries. It's a pivotal moment this week. It's an important time to cut something out or get something going. It's like time is now. He refuses victimization and he demands productivity, forward movement. Something needs to end or something needs to change or start now. We can see here that he's got the scepter in the left hand and the orb in his right, or it might be reversed. Anyhow, this represents the balance between masculine and feminine. This is like embodying everything you've got to get this going. And stop having a pity party and being like, why me? And switch that around to being like, all right, how are we going to get this done? And he's assertive and powerful. The skulls of the rams represent forward movement. So that is pretty direct, if you ask me. Then we've got the 7 of Wands. Again, more fire energy. So this card represents standing up for what you believe in and completely dismissing conformity. Do your own thing. You know, you might be doing something that's pretty unique or different from the wolf pack, and you more than likely, might receive some flack for it, but don't let that stop you. Just because you're not conforming or not following the herd doesn't mean you're doing the wrong thing. So long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone else, keep doing what you're doing. Standing up for what you believe in, standing up for your unique nature and your own individual dreams. And I see this as overcoming if you stand up for the good fight, because she's at the top of the hill above everybody else, not thinking she's better than anybody else, but standing her ground and marking her territory, standing up for what she believes in. Then we've got the 3 of Wands, okay? More fire energy. And in this card, we see the back of this woman. To me, this represents that you are going to have to turn your back on people or walk away from a situation, relationship, or person. Whoever might be giving you flack or keeping you small or manipulated. But you're turning to face the sun. You're leaving the BS, you're leaving the ish, and facing the sun. And this card talks about your ships coming in, the dreams coming true, things being manifested, positive things happening, but you have to know what you want to happen, right? So this is about getting your brain organized and setting goals. You got to start something, you got to stand up for it, you got to work for it, but you also have to plan for what is the outcome. This can denote moving, a physical move of residence. This can also mean travel. Whatever adventures await you, you must decide what they're going to be and plan. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, so the overall vibe for the week on top of all of this is that there's a pause. There could be a delay, right? But we see that the first two cards are dark. They're in darkness. And then the third card, she's in the sun. And then this one is lit by a full moon. So there's illumination here in these two cards. So the path is being lit forward. So take this time. The Hanged Man can represent a pause, right? So take this time and use it as a gift, do the planning, do the thinking and the contemplation and what is working in my life, what is not working in my life, and see things from a different perspective. Instead of telling yourself you can't, tell yourself you can. The mantra or the quote that comes to my mind when I see this card now is that you have the power to turn things around, right? And if you turn things around, it looks like he's dancing, right? So take the pause, take the break, take the supposed block as to your benefit, and make things happen. Contemplate, dream, plan, write things down. There's power in words, right? That's why they call it spelling. I love that quote. All right, that is what I have for you, my lovelies. And I hope this is inspiring. I hope this connects with you. If it does, feel free to comment or share. Hope you have the best week. Mwah.